Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Let me tell you something strange. Strange, but deeply real. The kind of reality that doesn't knock at your door politely, but crashes in when your soul is ready, even if your mind isn't. Have you ever wondered why lately nothing feels normal? Why everything feels shaken, shifted, stretched to a degree you can't explain? And maybe you've been feeling that pull in your spirit, like something unseen is about to touch your life in a way logic simply can't keep up with. And you're right, because Allah is about to move your life in a way that will leave every human explanation powerless. Now, before you scroll past thinking, this is just another Islamic reminder, listen carefully. You are not watching this video by coincidence. You've been pulled here, perhaps even spiritually summoned, because what's about to unfold in your life is not ordinary. Allah is getting ready to shake your world, but not to destroy it. Rather, to remove what was fragile, what was built without divine permission, and to rebuild you upon something unshakable. This is not a disruption. It's a divine realignment. You've been praying for peace. But Allah isn't just sending you peace, He's sending you transformation. You've been asking for clarity, and now your confusion is being flipped into awakening. See, sometimes the biggest blessing doesn't come wrapped in comfort. It comes wrapped in a storm, and it shakes you not to ruin you, but to reveal you. To call forth the version of you that was buried beneath fear, doubt, and stagnation. Right now, you might feel like your whole life is under pressure. Relationships shifting, finances drying, people walking away, doors closing. And you're asking yourself, what did I do wrong? But here's what no one told you. Sometimes Allah shakes what's around you because He's about to upgrade what's within you. Some of you are waiting for life to go back to normal. But I have to be honest with you. Normal is gone. And that's a good thing. Because Allah never called you to live an average life. He didn't choose you to blend in with a silent, blind crowd. He chose you to awaken. And what's coming next in your life won't fit inside the logic of what you thought was possible. You know what's wild? The blessings that are coming to you won't even be because you were perfect. No. They're coming because you stayed disciplined. You didn't let your pain distract you from your prayers. You didn't let your loneliness pull you back into sin. You didn't let people convince you to abandon your principles. You kept showing up. And Allah saw all of that, even what no one else clapped for. Let me say this clearly. Allah is not punishing you. He is positioning you. And when He decides to shift your life, He doesn't ask for your permission. He just does it. Because what's coming is too beautiful to be delayed by your hesitation. So if things feel heavy, if your soul feels stretched, if your routine is being broken down piece by piece, take heart. This isn't chaos. This is divine choreography. This is Allah preparing you to carry something you didn't know was meant for you. Something greater, something holy, something that defies logic because it's built by faith. You're not being broken, you're being built. Some of you are walking through life right now with a storm hanging over your head. The sky looks dark, the clouds are heavy, and nothing seems to move. But you've held on. You've kept your faith. Even when the noise of the world tried to drown out the whispers of your soul, you chose to stay anchored in what Allah promised. And for that, O chosen one, something is coming that the world won't be able to explain. There are unseen transactions taking place in the heavens right now. While you were praying and crying in the middle of the night, while no one saw the tears soaking your pillow, while your du'as felt like they were bouncing back from the sky, Allah was writing something. He was aligning things for you. Angels were dispatched. Destinies were being rewritten. All because you chose Him over your desire to control. Let that sink in. You're not being overlooked. You're being set up. And no, this isn't some motivational fluff. This is divine order at work. Don't let the silence fool you. Don't let the quiet seasons trick you into thinking nothing's moving. The roots grow in silence. And when Allah grows something underground, it means it's going to last when it blooms. Now let's pause for a moment. Look around you. Look at the people rushing, the noise, the chaos. Most of them don't even realize they're sleepwalking through life. They chase what sparkles and forget what's sacred. But you chose differently. You stayed pure in a world that praises filth. You stayed patient in a world that promotes instant results. You stayed humble when your ego had every reason to scream.
That's why what's coming will blow your mind. Not because it's flashy or grand in the eyes of men, but because it was tailor-made by the one who knows what will bring your heart the most peace. And when he gives with hikmah, with wisdom, with timing, with mercy that shakes your reality. You'll feel it soon. The shift. That moment when you suddenly realize that all the waiting, all the confusion, all the silence wasn't for nothing. You'll stand in a moment you didn't build, but that was built for you, and no logic, no science, no expert will be able to explain how you got there. And maybe you won't even recognize yourself at first, because you were forged in a fire they never saw. They'll think it happened overnight. They'll say you got lucky, but you'll know. You'll know it was every broken moment, every sincere dua, every time you chose sabr over complaining. You didn't just survive. You were being sculpted. And what's next isn't just a reward. It's a revelation. A reminder that Allah didn't forget you. He was just preparing something that required you to grow into it. You had to become someone capable of carrying it without pride, without arrogance, and without crumbling under the pressure of the blessing. You're about to walk into something heavy. But don't fear it, because Allah will carry the weight with you. He doesn't just give, He accompanies. And when Allah is with you, who could possibly shake you? Let that settle in your heart like rain. The shaking is not punishment. It's preparation. The breaking is not destruction. It's refinement. And the delay? It was never denial. It was mercy, stretching time just enough to make room for something divine. Get ready, chosen one. What's coming will change your name in the heavens. Sometimes, the hardest part about being chosen isn't what happens to you. It's what doesn't happen. The doors that close, the plans that fall apart, the blessings that delay. If you're watching this, you might be sitting in that very space, wondering why things aren't working out, why your du'as feel silent, why the world seems stuck in slow motion. But what if that delay, that silence, is not what it seems? Imagine this. Every no you've received, every rejection you thought was a failure, every not yet from Allah, was actually a divine rescue. You didn't get that job, not because you lacked ability, but because Allah was protecting you from a trap you couldn't see. You missed that relationship. Not because you weren't meant to love, but because what lay ahead would have broken your heart in ways you can't imagine. Allah's wisdom is deeper than oceans, and His protection is often wrapped in what appears to be loss or delay. The Prophet taught us that sometimes the best mercy is what we never see coming. And the things you don't get, the doors that close, the paths that vanish, these are His way of clearing the ground for a bigger, better blessing. It's natural to feel confused when the world shakes beneath your feet. Your mind tries to piece things together, logic tries to explain. But this is the moment when logic fails. Because the shifts that Allah brings cannot be calculated or predicted. They are divine earthquakes that only faith can withstand. You might feel like the ground is cracking, but in reality, it's making space for the foundations of something unbreakable. Have you ever noticed how sometimes the things we resist the most end up being the very things that save us? The Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam was betrayed, thrown into a well, imprisoned unjustly. Yet these were the very events that elevated him to power and honor. His suffering was a necessary shaking,
a divine process to prepare him for a destiny beyond human imagination. So, if your life feels upside down right now, know this: you're in good company. The chosen ones before you walked through storms that logic couldn't explain. And those storms weren't signs of defeat. They were steps towards triumph. Your challenge is to hold on to that deep-rooted faith. To trust that when Allah shakes your life, He's not punishing you. He's shaking off the old, the weak, and the unnecessary, so you can rise higher. This shaking will blow your mind because it's a transformation beyond what you can see, feel, or understand right now. And here's a little secret. The chaos you're facing is not the end. It's a prelude. It's the moment just before the sky opens and the blessings rain down. The world might seem dark, but the stars only shine brightest in the darkest nights. Your darkest night is a signal that the dawn is near. So hold on to your prayers. Keep your heart open. Let the shaking teach you patience, humility, and unwavering trust. You are being prepared for a destiny that no logic can grasp, but your soul already knows.
Remember, the bigger the shake, the greater the rise. And your rise is coming, stronger, wiser, and more blessed than ever before. Let's take a moment to reflect on the absolute perfection of Allah's plan. You see, when Allah shakes your life, it's never random. It's never chaotic without purpose. The one who created the universe with precision does nothing without wisdom. Al-Hakim, the All-Wise. He is Al-Latif, the subtle, who orchestrates the smallest details in ways the mind can't grasp. You might have asked yourself, why now? Why me? Why all this uncertainty? The answer is hidden in the beautiful mystery of divine timing. Allah doesn't shake your world because He wants to punish or confuse you. He does it because He's preparing you for something so grand that if it arrived too soon, you wouldn't be ready to receive it. Sometimes, what you perceive as loss is actually a setup for gain. Doors close so windows can open wider. Plans fall apart so better ones can come into place. People leave so the right ones can arrive. It's a spiritual pruning, removing what is unfit so the healthy branches can grow stronger. If Allah is shaking your life, it's because He is about to make your story known to the world. Maybe you've been quiet, unnoticed, and unsure, but soon your life will become a beacon for others. A sign that when Allah chooses, He doesn't just rearrange lives, He transforms destinies. Here's a truth for the chosen ones. Allah's shaking isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of elevation. When the earth trembles, it's because something powerful is emerging. And you, my dear brother or sister, are that powerful emergence. Imagine a sculptor with a block of marble. At first, there's only chaos and dust as the hammer strikes. But slowly, shape appears, and the masterpiece begins to take form. Your life is that marble. The shaking is the hammer, sometimes harsh, sometimes subtle, breaking away what's unnecessary and revealing the beauty hidden inside. Don't be discouraged by the turbulence. You might feel lost or overwhelmed, but remember, the one shaking your life sees every tear, every prayer, every silent struggle. He's not distant. He's nearer than your jugular vein. Quran 50. 16. You're being held, even when you feel like you're falling. And that's why what's coming next will defy logic. Because only Allah can take the broken pieces and craft a reality that's beyond human comprehension. It's also important to remember that divine timing is not our timing. What feels late might be just on time. What feels like waiting might be the best preparation. What feels like loss might be the greatest mercy. Trust in Allah's plan, even when your mind wants answers.
So when you look at your life and wonder why everything seems to be shaking, hold your heart steady and say, indeed, with every hardship comes ease. Quran 94:6. The shaking will settle, the dust will clear, and you will stand stronger than ever. This moment is your spiritual reset, your awakening. The moment when you realize that what you thought was a crisis was actually a divine opportunity. Get ready for your destiny, because the next chapter of your life is about to be written by the hand of the All-Wise. Now, let's talk about the signs, the subtle signals that Allah is about to transform your life in ways logic can't explain. These signs often come quietly, wrapped in moments you might miss if your heart isn't paying attention. First, you'll notice a shift in your tawakkul, your reliance on Allah. It deepens beyond words. You stop obsessing over plans, timing, or outcomes. Instead, you find peace in surrendering completely, trusting that Allah's plan is perfect, even when it looks uncertain. This calm reliance isn't weakness. It's the power of faith growing in your soul. Next, your attachment to dunya, the temporary world, begins to fade. Things that once mattered deeply no longer hold the same weight. Materialism, gossip, envy, and even unnecessary arguments start to feel hollow. You crave simplicity, sincerity, and spiritual nourishment. Your heart desires the eternal over the fleeting. You may also start experiencing a strange kind of peace amidst chaos. When others panic or despair, you find a quiet strength, a serenity that confuses those around you. This isn't luck. It's a gift from Allah, a sign that your soul is being prepared to receive the next level of blessing. Another sign is the changing nature of your relationships. Some people who once seemed close begin to drift away, while new, more sincere souls enter your life. These new companions share your values and uplift your spirit. This isn't coincidence. It's divine pruning, making space for a better circle to support your growth.
You might find yourself drawn more frequently to the Quran, dhikr, and worship, not out of obligation but out of love. Your spiritual practices become your refuge and your fuel. They guide you through the uncertainty and prepare your heart for what's coming. And here's a crucial point. As Allah shakes your life, you might feel moments of confusion or even loneliness. That's natural. The path of the chosen ones isn't crowded. It's often solitary because it requires clarity and focus that the masses can't maintain. But know this, the earthquake starts in your soul before it reaches your reality. Before the external transformation happens, your internal world is being renewed. Your values, your goals, your perceptions, all are being refined. This is the subtle but powerful beginning of your awakening. The first ripple in the pond before the waves of change spread out. This is when you have to hold tighter than ever. Hold on to prayer. Hold on to hope. Hold on to the remembrance of Allah. Because the very thing that shakes your life now is the seed of the change you've been praying for. You might find yourself asking, how do I survive this shaking? How do I keep faith when nothing makes sense? The answer is simple, yet profound. Surrender. Total surrender. To trust that Allah's wisdom surpasses your understanding, and that He is shaping you for a purpose far beyond what you can see. Remember the verse. Indeed, with hardship comes ease. Quran 94:6. Ease is on its way. But the journey through hardship is part of the process. You're not alone in this. Angels surround those chosen ones.
praying for their strength, guarding them from what they cannot see. Every tear you shed, every whispered dua, every moment you resist despair, it's being recorded as testimony of your steadfastness. And when the shaking ends, when the storm settles, you won't just return to your old life. No, you'll rise anew, stronger, wiser, more aligned with your divine purpose. You'll carry a light within that no darkness can extinguish. So when your world shakes next, and logic can't explain why, remember, this is Allah beginning a process of profound transformation. Don't fear the shake. Embrace it with a heart full of faith, because what follows will blow your mind. And if you've stayed with me so far, then know this: you are exactly who this message was meant for. Your time of shaking is your time of awakening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We've come to the final moment, a moment of reflection, empowerment, and hope. You have journeyed through the storm in your heart, you have walked the path of patience, and now you stand on the threshold of transformation that logic cannot explain. Remember this: the shaking you felt was never meant to break you. It was meant to prepare you, to purify your soul, to separate the superficial from the sincere. The trials were not punishments. They were elevations. Allah does not test you to destroy you, but to strengthen you, to bring you closer to Him, and to prepare you for the blessings that await. You are chosen, not because you are perfect, but because you stayed disciplined when no one was watching. You resisted the whispers of doubt and despair, and you held tightly to faith. That alone is a victory greater than any worldly achievement. So what's next? The shaking may still come in waves, but your heart will learn to stand firm. The storm may rage outside, but inside you will find a peace that surpasses understanding. You will walk with a new confidence, the confidence that comes from knowing Allah is with you every step of the way. Take these final words as a promise. The shaking will give way to a blessing so profound, it will blow your mind. Doors will open that no one can close. Paths will clear that were once blocked. People who were meant to support your journey will come into your life. And your soul will sing a song of gratitude for the journey that brought you here. And now, as promised, let us conclude with a heartfelt dua. A prayer for all those chosen ones listening right now. For you who have stayed strong through the shaking. For you who have kept faith when logic failed. Ya Allah, we thank you for your mercy that never ends. For every soul who has been shaken but never broken, raise them higher than they ever imagined. Open their hearts to your love and guidance. Remove every burden that weighs heavy on their spirits. Replace every loss with gain, every delay with divine timing. Shower them with blessings that overflow beyond their expectations. Make their paths clear and their steps steady. Protect them from what harms and grant them what benefits. Surround them with your light, your mercy, and your peace. Grant them strength to walk the path of patience and trust in you. And let their lives be a testament to your power and wisdom. Ameen. You are chosen, you are loved, and the best is yet to come.